Monica Geller mode.
Will this be too bright? Rolling with it, cause we don't care.
Didn't forget a mug this time. It's so January, it hurts.
All of my friends are settling down. They're only kids, but
hey guys, what's up? And there's a hair in my lipstick. Own it. Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to my channel. For today's video, well, back up. Happy New Year! It is officially the first day of 2018, which is actually epic in so many different forms and levels. If you guys want to know how I entered the new year, yes, that would be Greg and I kissing Bentley. No better way to enter the year, right? For today's video, I'm going to be doing a plan with me video for January/2018. As promised, I did one in December and asked you guys if you wanted to see one kind of like an overall for 2018 as well as planning the month of January. And you guys answered back with a heck yes, so here we are. Really quick, if you guys aren't following me already, be sure to follow my Twitter and my Instagram. I will leave the links right here. I've also been posting a lot to my blog, and yeah, aside from that, there's gonna be some epicness in today's video, so I feel like we should just roll right on into it. So being that it is not only a new year, but also a new month, I definitely needed to get ahead of my schedule in terms of planning, and it's a new year, so I had to make a new journal. Got to start out with some new planners. It's God, guys, I'm not kidding you. My soul is very much on a high right now from all of the new prepping and planning. And even better that I got to do it on camera with you guys, because I don't know why these plan with me videos are not something I ever did in the past, but it doesn't matter. We'll just start doing them. If you guys want, we can do them every month this year. So with it being 2018, I decided to make a new journal for this year. I did a little DIY. I picked up the actual journal itself from Chapters/Indigo. I picked it up in my last video. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll pop it up on the screen or leave a link to it down below. But I just picked up one of these like mauve journals, just like a smaller one. The one thing that I knew from my last journal is that I wanted something a bit more compact that it's easier to travel with. And then I went ahead and did a DIY for this. So all I did for the DIY was print off a picture of the celestial like moon, all the phases of the moon, but I printed off an Oreo version of it. Literally found the photo on We Heart It. Printed it off onto sticker paper, which is basically like label paper. So I printed it off onto labels. You can peel and stick them on things, and then I just cut out each of the Oreos, put them in the phases of the moon, and then used one of these fabric markers to write on top of it 2018. And then I wrote magic, because like I said, magic is my motto for this year. And another idea, if you don't want to do like the Oreo moons or whatever, another thing that I printed off too was this piece of artwork right here. And again, I just printed it out onto the label paper and then stuck it on the very front page. Just did a little title photo that says 2018 journal, and I put one of the Oreos, except I kind of made it look like a yin and yang symbol. The second page, I just wrote January to start off the whole month of journaling. So I think I want to do this for every single month just to keep track. And then just to start off my journal, to give you guys a quick look of some of the things that I like to write in my journal, the very first page, of course, being that it is 2018, I decided to write out my goals, my resolutions, and my priorities. I don't just believe in making New Year's resolutions. I think you should make resolutions, goals, and priorities. Kind of like, you know, you need all three of that structure to keep yourself in balance. The difference for me between resolutions and goals are like a one complete finished done thing, whereas I feel like resolutions are something that you're always constantly working on. There's never any end point to it, if that makes sense. If you guys are curious, my resolutions for 2018 are 1, to be less stressed, and to do that I plan on doing meditation and yoga, get really good at cooking again, making cool vegan meals at home so that I'm not constantly spending money on burritos or you know, like Thai food. Like, why not make burritos and Thai food at home, but find a really quick or a healthier, a cheaper version to make at home and just enjoy the actual process of cooking my food. My next resolution is to spend more time with family and friends, something that I don't think you can ever do too much. So I wrote that down as a resolution. I want to travel any opportunity that it presents itself, and I want to become more of an optimist. I don't think I was a pessimist in 2017, but I think I yo-yoed in and out of being an optimist and a pessimist. So I want to focus on being more optimistic in 2018. In terms of goals, the actual structured goals that I have planned, number 1 is to buy a condo in Toronto. The second biggest goal I have for this year is releasing Dreamcatcher. It's a book that I've been working on for like 3 years now, and I'm just like, I'm ready to let it present itself to the world, move on from it onto the second book in Dreamcatcher. So that is something that I'm really going to be working on in the next 2 months. The next goal I wrote is to become a yogi, and if you're curious what I mean by that, I used to be super into yoga, and I got super into it. I was practicing it a lot at home. I was getting into like the arm stands and the headstands, and I was getting good at it, and then I just fell off. And lately I've been really drawn to yoga. I've been doing it on my own and going back to my hot yoga classes. I just want to practice yoga more. basically is what I'm getting at. My fourth goal is that I want to write something every single day, whether it's a journal post, whether it's a blog post. In terms of priorities, I was writing this on a whim, so I probably am going to have to add to this list as the year goes on, but for now, my priorities are my health, be it physical and mental. I think that you can't give yourself, if you're not at your most like healthy state, whether it be mentally or physically, I think that it's not selfish to put that first on your priority list. I think that it is important to put that first on your priority list because when you're at your best and you feel at your best, you're able to give your better self to other people. Then second, I wrote friends and family, of course, including Bentley. Third is my faith and my perspective, who I am at my core, my connection with what I believe in. Fourth is creating. Then just as the list goes on, it's challenging myself, traveling, getting enough sleep because that is freaking important, going outside of my comfort zone more in 2018, music and reading, time management, and then in brackets I wrote LOL because I'm actually really bad at time management. I am late to everything. And of course some other things that you can write on there because once you have all the important things at the top of the list, you can write whatever the heck you want in your priority list. I wrote that I want to have killer style in 2018. It's okay to want those things. Next, I wrote some 2018 habits that I'm going to have to make to align with my goals and my resolutions. Again, this list is very incomplete, but I'm going to add to it as the year goes on. I have working out 5 times a week. Tuesdays are my writing days for writing any sort of book. There's a second book I already have the premise written out for the second book of Dreamcatcher, and there's also 3 other non-fiction books that I already have the ideas written out for, so there's a lot of writing to do this year. Next, I have that I want to start bullet journaling once a week, and then next I have going to bed at 11 p.m. and waking up at 7 a.m. because like I said, getting enough sleep is a priority of mine this year because it actually makes, for me at least, I find it makes a huge difference. So that's basically a rundown of the new journal that I'm going to have for 2018 and the DIY portion of it and also what I put inside of it. Moving on, of course, we have to do the dry erase. The monthly dry erase, this thing saves my life time and time again. This is something I just keep above my desk, and because it is dry erase, things can get moved around without being too like structured. I have my month workout tally up at the top. Every time I work out, I'm giving myself a $5 tally, so this will be my tally for the end of the month to see how much I actually ended up working out and how much money I have to spend on myself. Well, nothing much changed from last month's to this month's with my dry erase. I just like to fill out what trips I'm going on, what videos I have to film, what days I'm filming them, what days they go live, what days they're gonna get edited. Thursdays are structured out to solely work on codes because there's a whole there's like a whole other page that I didn't even put in this video that's just planning all the stuff that's going on with codes this year because I feel like it hasn't been at my full potential. And because I've been trying to do too many things at once, instead I've just structured out one day a week where everything I do that day is solely related to codes, and that's all it. That's all the work that gets done that day. I guess that's all that's really important in terms of my dry erase calendar. Of course, I needed to fill out my notebook this year, so this notebook is just like a complete random miscellaneous notebook that I can plan or write down anything in. Planning out to-dos, planning out bucket lists, planning out my work schedule. I planned out my workout plan in here from my last video. And so I started off my 2018 bucket list in this notebook, and it started with the books that I want to read and the travel that I want to do in 2018. Again, this list is unfinished because it's only January and things change all the time. And then next I wrote down some 2018 video ideas. So like I said, this book is just like planning and listing all the, it's a book of lists, let's be real. And then because it is a new year, the other thing I decided to write out in this notebook is my 2018, I wrote that wrong, I wrote 2017. 2018 big goal breakdown. So the bigger goals that I had for 2018, I needed to break down into smaller goals so that it's easier to disperse them throughout the year. So for instance, with releasing Dreamcatcher January, the biggest thing that I need to do in January is completely finish editing it, have it ready to go. By February, I can get the prototype done, I can get the front cover done, and once that's all done, I could potentially be releasing it in February or March if all goes according to plan. So that's like breaking down the big goal into smaller goals. My coffee talk podcast that I want to start in 2018, I need to obviously do some more research on podcasts, practice the first podcast, write out the script for it, record it, edit it, see what kind of problems I run into, what kind of things that I need to fix so that I can get ready to actually schedule out my first ever like podcast schedule, I guess you could say. Things you can do after that is write down beside each smaller goal which month you should be doing it, or week or day, breaking it down into smaller goals so that you can plan it out into your day planner or your big monthly dry erase. And last but not least, I did an overall monthly to-do, which is just like, again, very generic, but just things that I do need to get done this month. I really want to scrub the crap out of my bathtub because I really want to take bubble baths. Like, I don't know, this is a condo, someone's lived in this condo before me. I don't know who they were, and just go to town and clean out that bathtub and start taking bubble baths again, as simple as that is, but that's a monthly to-do for me. Going on my Hawaii trip, making a new channel banner for my YouTube, things like that, just overall to-dos that I want to get done before February. So that concludes my book of lists and planning out all the list type items that I need to do. And then of course, last but not least, we have the planners. Because it is 2018, we got to open up some new fresh planners. One of the questions I've been getting so much from you guys is what happened to the Co's planner. I made up a template, then I paid somebody to basically mimic and recreate that template for every single week and every single month of the year. The website that we had it built on completely crashed and wouldn't let me export it. They just basically said that there was nothing they could really do to help. It's just a fact that it's too big of a file. Every time I tried it would crash. It just wouldn't work. After that happened, YouTuber started up. All these things started happening and it just, again, it got pushed off to the side. I was trying to do way too many things at once. So I am going to still try and get a planner done, but for now I'm just using the Karma Paper Co. This is the planner that I also had last year. I got the floral design and it's silver and says Kalyn Nicholson and says 2018 planner. And then basically all I did was I looked at my book of lists and filled out basically this week what I'm gonna need to do in terms of work. The left side is always lifestyle things, the right side is always work related things. So I also planned out like my gist for this Sunday and how I'm going to scrub the living crap out of my bathtub so I can start taking bubble baths. See, full circle. Everything is like fitting into the year already so nicely. And then last but not least, in the little box at the bottom, I just keep all of my weekly to-dos. So that is the planner that I'm going to be using for 2018. I'm really excited. I love, like, there's nothing better than just a fresh new planner, you know? It just looks so beautiful and untouched and just ready to be planned in. And then if you guys watched my what I got for Christmas, I picked this up from Urban Outfitters. If it's a heavy day or if I'm filming that day, that is exactly what this planner is going to be for. I'm not going to necessarily use it every day. This is just going to be for heavy work days. The thing I like about this one is that at the top it gives you a place to put the date. Then it says like your objective for the day, which I feel like is really good on busy and hectic days because it's like no matter what, this is the objective. This is the number one thing that I really need to get done. There's a notes section so you can like kind of brainstorm. There are a to-do list. I pretty much just transfer what's in this one to this one. And then on the other side it says next. So there I just write what I also need to do tomorrow just to have an idea of what's going to be following up the things that I need to do that day. Bottom there's objectives and projects. So this could be overall projects you're working on for the whole week. This could just be like, for instance, I put work out. It might not be my full objective for the day, but it's still an objective that I have and it's something that I have as a New Year's resolution. And the other thing I really like about it too is it does the timetable on the side. So you can still kind of map out your day if you want to use the timetable. So this is going to be really, really good to use on super busy days. The combination of these two are basically going to be my bread and butter for 2018. So that concludes my January/2018 plan with me video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see these for every single month, if you want me to make this a series for 2018, just thumbs up or leave a comment down below. And if there's any other requests or, you know, like things you guys want to see specifically in these plan with me videos, if you want me to get more in depth on my workouts for that week, more in depth on my meal plan, my budgets, tell me and I can totally make like February's a little bit more focused on that so it's not the same thing every single month. I hope you guys are excited for 2018 or as excited as I'm feeling. I hope you guys are enjoying the new backdrop with all the stuff I bought in yesterday's video, and I hope that this put you guys in a Monica Geller mode so that you guys can go off and now plan your month/year. I love you guys to the moon and back. Happy New Year, and I will see all of you guys in next Sunday's vlog. Adios.
We'll be alright in the morning. The world is on fire. We'll be treading